It says Courthouse Square. Geese, romances, and finances.
The geese are gone now, though, Eustace. We have to come up with something new for here.
Something new.
We did hear there was a school at the courthouse now.
Oh yeah, there's a school.
That's what we've heard.
Hi there.
Oh, how do?
Howdy do.
Is it free to ride the tram?
Oh yes, we're conducting haunted tram tours if you're interested.
I would like to ride once.
And it's also free.
Free is the right price, Eustace.
And watch your step there.
Thank you.
How do and welcome aboard. I'm conducting haunted tram tours currently. You'll want to slash your... Oh yes, you'll want to slash your foot forward and interact with that chair.
Oh, thank you. It's actually my first day here.
Oh. Well...
You mentioned haunted.
Yes, a haunted tram tour. I can bring spirits aboard, and we'll hear some little stories that they have to tell us, if you'd like to hear them.
I would love to. That sounds interesting.
All right, I will channel some spirits for us. Spirits will be coming in to tell and retell their stories, perhaps. Oh. Yes, they have arrived. It gets very cold when they arrive.
Oh.
Welcome, quiet spirit. We ask you please to share your tale with us. A carriage lumbered through very thick fog over the rain-slicked cobblestones. On the door, though you couldn't have seen it, was painted a word. The spirit was walking along a sidewalk when they heard the squealing of carriage wheels, not unusual in a dusty city like this one. As the wheels came closer, the spirit started to hear, or rather, not hear something. There were no hoofbeats clacking in time with the carriage wheels. The spirit looked over their shoulder, but they could only see thickened fog. They quickened pace and looked to turn at the next street. The wheels, however, quickened as well, sounding now as if they were racing by. The spirit turned to watch the vaporous fog part, such as curtains, to reveal an enormous carriage. The horse tack and reins were all out in the front. They watched as the horse's body straps breathed in and out, bouncing, but there were no horses in them. Heavy breath emanated from vacant nostrils, pushing the fog forward. It was then the spirit was crushed by carriage wheels. As their body was flung back against the building, they saw the word Edmund painted in gold gilt lettering on the coach door. This spirit is leaving us now. This is their final words. Beware of the horseless Edmund. Oh. Yes, that's all that spirit has to tell us. Would you like to hear another tale? There's another spirit waiting.
I got goosebumps.
Oh.
I think I can feel the cold.
You probably can. It's very cold to me right now, but it's only because they're so near to me. They have to whisper in my ear, you see.
Would they answer questions if we asked them?
Oh, not always. They're very particular about such things. You're welcome to try. Did you have a question of some sort?
It's actually very cliche, but I met this very nice guy earlier, and we had a nice conversation. I just wonder if I will see him again.
Oh, let me see. That's not really the work of spirits. Let me me think about this. I do believe so. I believe you will see this person again.
Well, I hope something new blossoms between us.
That could be wonderful. I hope so as well. It's always worth a try, is how I feel about it.
I'm just very nervous when it comes to talking to people.
Oh, don't be nervous. Everyone likes to be listened to. You start there. You say, yeah, you just make sure you ask questions and listen very well. People like to be listened to and heard.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
once you start there, then you're able to talk a little bit more and get more involved as time goes by.
Thank you for your advice.
Oh, you're very welcome. I do have another spirit if you'd like to hear another
I would
tale.
love to.
It was a beautiful, sunny summer day, the kind you hope for when going for a picnic aboard a rowboat, when suddenly a cloud appeared. Looking up for rain, the spirit realized they were under a giant cloud, but this was not a cloud of vapor. It was a traveling bee colony. Having a terrifying fear of bees since a childhood incident, this spirit hoped the bees would continue onward. Dropping lower and lower, it became apparent the bees were going to land as a colony in the rowboat. They stood up with an oar in their hand, looking to smack the bees. Forgetting they were in a rowboat as one does when the bees descend upon you, they lunged. The boat shifted underfoot, and they fell hard, with their heads smacking the side of the boat. Just before rolling unconscious face down into the water, the bees landed on the back of the floating body as it drifted and swirled through the waterways of Saint-Denis, looking to others who may have seen it, much like a bee-coated log, as their life also flowed away. Oh,
I am actually very scared right now because I am terribly afraid of the bees because of that one accident I had when I was a kid.
no, not this.
It cannot be a coincidence.
The spirits also had the same issue. Yes, you have to be fearful of bees sometimes.
Hey, how we doing?
I think it was a message sent to me.
Oh, it could be. The spirits like to send messages to those who are still living. Just a lot of warnings is what it seems to be about things that could happen to you at some time or another. Oh, I have another spirit.
What is he saying?
Oh, spirit, no. That doesn't sound possible. Right, I'll tell the tale. Hello, cautious spirit. You've nothing to fear now. Everyone answers nature's call eventually, even in Saint-Denis. An indoor outhouse is still a luxury. The cold late-night trek far to the outhouse is never lovely. But this night, it was truly horrifying. Our spirit put on a long night garment, and with a lantern in their hand, crept slowly out to answer nature's call. They opened the outhouse, they set the lantern on the floor, latched the door, and made themselves settled. They breathed out a sigh, and they felt calm before they felt something else. Something unsettling touched them from underneath in the emptiness. In the darkened outhouse pit, something lurked and loudly churned the waters. This person jumped upright and fell roughly back against the outhouse door, but two enormous, slender, velvety ears slid up out of the outhouse's recess like a most foul magic act. In a panicked frenzy now, the spirit jumped again and knocked over the lantern. Two unfortunate things aligned this night. The crashing of the door had wedged it firmly shut, and no one is sure how a jackrabbit had made such a horrific wrong turn while creating a burrow.
Oh, that was the most terrible one.
Yes, definitely.
Very scary.
Oh, nothing's more frightening than a darkened pit with a churning sound down below. Oh. Oh, I do have another spirit available if you would like to hear one more tale.
I would love to.
This spirit brings us a harrowing tale. The open market in town can be filled with dangers. A twisted ankle, a bumped head, or a cracked shin could happen at any time. What one doesn't usually expect is an attack from the air. As a fish seller, this spirit had the usual thoughts of death come to mind. One bad slip through the fish guts and you could be done. One wrong choke on a fish bone and it could be good night. But this spirit had an unfortunate set of circumstances come together. As they were carrying buckets of iced fish to the market stall, a clangorous screeching from above was heard. On the rooftops, dozens of seagulls had landed and waited. These seagulls had a very hungry mission, and that bucket was their prize. They circled in dozens as they began a descent onto the poor fish seller. The fish seller ran market end to market end, trying to outrun the seagulls, but they never dropped their bucket. The seagulls continued to burst in clouds and attack the fish seller, filling their vision with feather and beak. By the time they had stopped running, it was already too late. They looked down and realized that while they couldn't see, they had run directly into the knife and sword seller's stall. And, well, it was just too late now.
I'm realizing that maybe I do enjoy a good scare.
Oh, that is nice. I am
It
glad
is
to hear
almost
that.
the time. It is almost the time when it gets the most scariest.
It is indeed. That's all the tales I have today. Thank you
so
very much
much.
for joining us on the Haunted Tram. Be sure to tell others that the Haunted
I
Tram is
will.
available.
It was the best time I had so far.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you
I
very
need to
much.
go hide from those bees.
Oh, watch out for bees, especially in a rowboat. There's nowhere to go.
Yes. Have a nice evening.
You
You
as
too.
well.